Hello everyone! So for today, I'm going to be focusing on how story-driven games in particular are good for your comprehension and critical thinking for students, and to add to that, your basic decision making and empathy or emotional understanding, and exploring complex plot lines or themes of a story. We can refer that to manga, manhwa, or novels as well. And to name a few, we can refer to The Lord of the Rings or the Harry Potter series. And for other games similar to Honkai Star Rail, the game I'm focusing on right now are Wuthering Waves, Zone Zero, and Genshin Impact. So, how does a story-driven game offer comprehension and critical thinking that can increase and enhance your basic decision making and emotional understanding as a student? So, for the game I'm focusing on right now is Honkai Star Rail. And to add to that, it can help in giving a maturity, in giving mature and emotional understanding. For the content and skills and lore that it offers, it can help you enhance and level your critical thinking and comprehension. So, when you are exploring stories or plot lines in a story, like Honkai Star Rail, you'd have to prioritize your time and manage on what you have to do by the quests and stories that it offers, and you have to explore emotional themes and plot lines that have for you to make a decision of some kind that will help you advance and progress with the story. And you have to explore using your critical thinking and practicing it and applying it as well in the game to enhance your critical thinking and basic decision making for you to explore the storylines and combat properly. So for the combat, it is a turn taking based system. So you'd have to think ahead and critically, so you'd have to know what you are doing and what you have to do. You'd have to plan and advance your moves so you can know what you have to do. So basically, this tests your understanding and you have to practice it properly. So when you are doing in combat, you will have to think and plan ahead a lot of moves and using the rules or thinking out of the box of the system. And for the story, you'd have to use your critical thinking or stock knowledge that you have already and apply it in the game. So you get to explore the stories and everything it offers, and you have to see it in your own perspective and progress and advance through that story. So you have to explore character themes and their background stories and timelines, and I'll be explaining this all again like as a summary in the conclusion. So for right now, I'm gonna do some gameplay. I'm already doing some gameplay, so you get a better understanding of what the story or the game it offers. So you get to explore complex themes and plot lines. So the game also gives insight or ideas for the side chapter and its side content. So it also focuses on all the content in the game, like the side characters, the side content, and not excluding anything. So yeah. And we can see that in the characters and everything, they are not two-dimensional or bland or plain. They give off a 3D or three-dimensional thinking of some kind. So you get to know what you have to do, and it gives real and complex situations and for you to react and do what you have to do. So it keeps you guessing and keeps you predicting of what will happen. So for now, I'll give context on what this is and just let
I
it
can't
sink
see
in.
anything. Can't hear anything. Nothing exists except darkness. I don't understand. Why do people long for this darkness?
Don't move yet. It's going to hurt real bad.
Is the surgery over?
Yeah. As expected, you can't recover the ability to dream. Even after paying such a heavy price, we only get one shot at this.
It's fine. One chance is all I need. Is there anything else I need to do?
Just don't die. Take a breather. Once the calibration is done, I'll let you officially enter the dream.
And then I'll be able to enter that land of dreams.
Don't get your hopes up. It's just a nickname. Your dream might not come true.
I've been waiting for this day. People always describe it this way. Once you wake up, it vanishes without a trace. That's why sweet dreams are so precious.
Sounds like you're just trying to make yourself feel better.
Maybe. But when the day we cross paths again arrives, I think I'll pretend we've never met and get to know you anew, as if starting all over. I made a promise with her. Our reunion is right before us. I have no reason not to give it my all.
Even if she's already forgotten it?
But I won't forget. No matter how this story ends, I want it to begin with a smile. In the future that Elio foresaw, we never had an ending. But I still have the chance to wrestle back from fate the right to have a beginning.
To restate my statement again, why story-driven games like Honkai Star Rail, Elden Ring, Genshin Impact, and other games, etc., I'm just naming a few, aren't just entertainment but good for your brain and for educational purposes like in school or studying or anything in particular. They can actually be educational and beneficial for your brain. First, these games improves reading comprehension and critical thinking. And as in Honkai Star Rail, players constantly read dialogue, analyze characters, and figure out plot lines and how they connect with the stories that they are given and are offered. So, this is similar to reading a plot from a novel like a manhwa, a manga, a book, or anything like the books from Hogwarts, the Harry Potter series, and The Hobbit, or Lord of the Rings, and yeah, anything in particular that is similar to reading and writing. So this is just more interactive and you're not just passively reading because you are taking the information in account and applying them in the game, so you can reap the rewards or benefits from your reading and writing and to connect yourself in the world of that game that is story driven, and you're actively thinking what's gonna happen or predicting what comes next and what you should do about it. And second, they develop decision making and problem solving skills. Since the game uses a turn-based combat, I'm talking about Honkai Star Rail, but it can be any game. It makes you have to plan your moves carefully and to optimize or give the best outcome for any battle or anything that can be used to be, well, to advance through the story. And choosing the right characters, abilities, and timing requires strategy and logical thinking, and this actively uses those every time you have to go into battle. So it's basically practicing your mind and logical thinking by applying it in the game. And thirdly, story-driven games can enhance memory and attention. Players remember characters, background and their backstories, world lore and ongoing quests. And keeping track of these details, train your brain to retain and organize information better. And another important benefit is emotional intelligence. Games like Honkai Star Rail often explore deep themes such as loss, friendship, and self-identity and trauma. As we can see in the latest storyline in Penacony, where it was about Robin and Sunday and their relationship, And us, the protagonists, the trailblazers, and other characters in account for that is also affected in the story. By connecting with characters and their struggles, players can develop empathy and a better understanding of human emotions, which is integral to self-identity and in the education atmosphere. And finally, these games can even spark creativity and imagination since the detailed words, unique characters, and complex narratives inspire players to think creatively, whether it's through fan art, writing, or simply imagining new possibilities and basically writing your own stories or making something out of that game or any game in particular. And since they are story driven, you can use all the things you learned into account for that. Thank you, and that concludes my presentation. And have a good night, good evening, or good morning. Bye bye.